Hello, and welcome to another update video about Near. Near protocol was covered a few days ago on X, on Twitter. Yeah, I made a video on the weekend specifically for the X community. Every week you can vote for a coin for me to analyze on the weekend only on X, and last weekend it was Near. This weekend you can vote for this weekend you can vote for another one. Feel free to check out our X profile, follow, you'll find the link in the description. But basically the bottom line of that analysis a few days ago was that we are approaching a breakout point. We approached the breakout point highlighted here in yellow. Well, it's the yellow trend line. And it was a possible breakout setup because the price had a, it defined a very clear trend line with 1, 2, 3, 4 touch points. Okay, so it was a very relevant breakout setup. Sometimes these don't work because, well, nothing works always, all the time. But still, it was a pretty relevant trend line, and the price broke above this yellow trend line and is now still moving, possibly in the third wave, or might have started the fourth now. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Before we do that, quick look at the bigger picture. The idea could still be that a larger 5-wave move, which could be wave 1 or wave A, topped actually in March 2024. And from here, a pullback started, which could be an A, B, C structure in wave 2 or wave B. A, B, C. And that could be wave 2 or wave B. And from here now, the next move to the upside could be starting. However, it would need to be a first 5-wave pattern to the upside that we need to see from the low that formed in July. It is a 5-wave move we need to see. At the moment, we can only identify a 3-wave pattern. So we want to see the 5 waves. However, there is a bearish scenario. So in the context is so important. I really have a problem counting this as a completed wave 2 or wave B, which would then lead to really a bullish breakout. Why is that the case? Well, it's the case because the problem that we have is that this pullback that actually started in March is a 3-wave move, yes, but never reached the 38.2 retracement at $3.84. This is really the bare minimum it normally should reach. I mean, there's no absolute need. Yeah, it's not an absolute must. It's not written anywhere that the price has to reach the 38.2 retracement in a wave 2, but it's all about guidelines and likelihood. So because this pullback was so shallow, I mentioned it earlier today in one of the Signals to Gold members that in the context that we're dealing with here, we could be working on a running flat correction. So because the pullback was so shallow, it is possible that the move down, okay, was the A wave in April, but that we are still working on a B wave in a running flat, A wave up, B wave down, C wave up, and then from there we can get another low to complete wave 2 or B lower. It's just something to be aware of. So that just means we need to be very much aware of the relevant support levels at every stage. And if they start to crack, break, then it will be an indication that the orange scenario could send us lower in a lower wave 2 or wave B. Very important. However, to really get a first indication that a low is in, we need to see a 5-wave move up. Now that could be wave C of B in the orange count, yeah, which would be bearish. But without 5 waves up, we haven't got really anything really bullish. Okay, yeah, you could say, oh, we broke above the trend line, yeah. And that was a setup. But from a structural point of view, there's at the moment no way to confirm that really a lasting low has been established. This would be the case if we can form 5 waves up. 1, 2, 3. This might now be a wave 4, and then one more high in a wave 5. That could be wave C of B, or it could be a bullish wave 1. What will need to happen is after this 5th wave, we need to formulate the support zone for a possible wave 2. And if the price can hold it, then a 3rd wave rally can unfold. And that would be then a good indication actually that we are in the next larger rally and possibly a continuation of the bull run. It's just important after the next high to be very much on the side of caution, on high alert for a move down basically. Yeah? That's very important. So what shouldn't happen at any point in the bullish count is a 5-wave move down. If we see a 5-wave move down, especially if it breaks support, that would be a strong indication that we're heading down in this orange count. At the moment, we have micro support in the region between $5.82 and $4.92, with additional levels at $5.46 and $5.19 in yellow wave 4, which would be a corrective pullback. And this area needs to hold. I mean, ideally, we don't even break below $5.18 because anything below that would indicate weakness. So I sometimes put it on here. Ideally holds here. Doesn't mean we have to test it, but we shouldn't break below it. But I still leave that additional buffer here. I have to say that would be very deep for a 4th wave. So maybe I'll take it out. So yeah. That means we have some very clear levels to watch. And yeah, one more high gives us 5 waves, but I hope it is clear that given the context, this could just be wave C of B. So what I should add here though as well is then a wave 1 in yellow. So that it's clear that there is a bullish count, but also a possible bearish one. Yeah. Very important. But there is, and that's the advantage, you know. Sometimes people say, okay, bullish or bearish, so what do I go with? Well, you go with the count where reward and risk is favorable. So what is going to happen is if we get 5 waves up, it's likely that we go down. And there's going to be a very clear pivot that divides between the two and distinguishes between the two scenarios. And the closer we get to the pivot and we're above support, the better the reward to risk ratio for a long trade. So that's my update about NEAR. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.